Hey guys, here, you know, welcome to another GTA 5 video on my channel. This is going to be another track that I'm going to be introducing to you guys. Currently published on the PlayStation 3, not yet on the Xbox 360, but I'll be eventually putting all my tracks on the 360 once I have the time. Basically, I live streamed yesterday for about 14 hours straight. Thank you for a lot of you guys that tuned in to that stream. If you guys want to check out my Twitch and how I sort of progress with my tracks, how I make it live with the input of the viewers, you guys, of course, then check out my Twitch. Link should be up here somewhere. It's basically my YouTube channel name with the extra 3 at the end. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna try and live stream every day, and the live stream is freaking fun, especially for GTA, man, because basically I race with you guys, the viewers. And if you guys want to race with me on the PS3 or the Xbox 360, then check out the link in the description below for the crew. I made the crew yesterday for the, solely because of there's a lot of people that want to race with me. So obviously there's a limit of 16 people per race. So what I done is I made this crew. It's a public crew, but you guys get to join if you guys want to race with me, and simply you can just join through the crew session if once you've joined and made that crew your active crew, if that makes sense, on the game itself. So if you guys want to race with me there, to go ahead, link down in the description below. Also there's a link to the initial race that I'm going to show you in this video called Corkscrew. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's a lap race. It's a pretty short race when it comes to one lap, but with it being a couple laps or 3 laps, whatever you want, obviously the length will be extended to about, I think 2 laps takes about 4.5 minutes. So I think it's a pretty awesome track. A lot of people enjoy this. A lot of people have already said this is one of their favorite tracks that I've created for them. So check it out for yourselves. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's any feedback or any adjustments you guys want me to make. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Right, first things first, I didn't make this track too complicated compared to my previous tracks that I've made in the past. This is called Corkscrew for one reason only, is because there's a lot of alleyways involved. But there's also some open road as well for you guys to get your car back into control and go as fast as possible. So anyway, so you probably think at first when you see this race, it's kind of a clusterfuck, which I must completely agree with, because if you have contact mode on and available, yes, what you'll notice in the first corner, there's going to be a lot of cars just crashing into each other. And I expected that, but as I've already mentioned many times before in the past, the intentions of me creating tracks is purposely for a non-contact option. And when that becomes available for this particular race, it's going to be absolutely amazing, because thinking about the first corner and 16 cars trying to go up that ramp with non-contact is going to cause a little bit of lag, I believe, especially when there's 16 cars on top of each other when they're all transparent. I'm not sure how that's going to work. You'll understand as we do approach this corner. When you actually create tracks, it's kind of difficult to cope with certain things, especially when you're limited to what you can use, especially with the crops. So you're given 50 items that you can use. So one of the main reasons why I use a lot of the containers is because it's pretty much the longest and the biggest item there is available. So as you can see here, this is the first corner. You're supposed to go up the non-exit ramp towards the car lot. Unfortunately, one of the problems with the contact is that a lot of people don't know how to use their brakes and don't have the patience for other cars to go by first. Therefore, people end up crashing against each other, and just a major clusterfuck. And yes, you're probably thinking, what the fuck is this right now? But when non-contact comes into play, this should not be a problem, and this should be an awesome race. And a lot of people actually that tried it so far from this sort of view with contact mode and whatnot seem to enjoy it, even though all of that clusterfuck was there, and a lot of people did criticize that. However, they did say eventually, it will be pretty awesome when non-contact becomes available. But that is up to you guys to decide. But this is another awesome little bit here, because there were staircases there. I used a couple of ramps. Basically, you gotta make sure you get that car, or you get your car angled correctly to go up that. Otherwise, if you go at a tight angle, if you don't go out and in that particular turn towards the ramp, then you will pretty much screw yourself over like that cheetah there as we went past it. Right, so basically this track was inspired by Midnight Club on the PlayStation 2 days, mostly from Dub Edition. It was absolutely insane. The tracks on that game, I still remember to this very day, was just beautiful. Like a lot of alleys involved. It wasn't mainly just on the roads itself. There's a lot of going through little shortcuts and whatnot. So that sort of gave me the idea to make this track going through these little sort of areas. This in particular is a stunt jump in the game, if you guys remember. I just added an extra sort of ramp there, because the initial stunt jump was kind of unreliable, as the cars can sort of tip over. So I wanted to put a stunt jump there. This little section here was pretty awesome because you get alternate routes. So I took the ramp instead and managed to overtake two of those drivers trying to overtake each other. If you sort of you know, dragged on there, if you went too fast, if you saw the adder right in front of me, he had no choice but to take the original route into the actual alley. Instead, you know, what I did, I slowed down before the corner to be able to take the ramp to overtake the two drivers to take the 4th position. Now, what you'll notice here is sort of a U-turn coming up through another little sort of a hotel entrance, I believe. Unfortunately, these two cars collide. But once again, when non-contact comes into play, that should not be a problem. Taking the 2nd position now, trying to go towards the 1st position. This is actually a 2-lap race that I made into. But it's up to you guys on how you guys want to approach this race. You can make it 1 lap if you want, or 3 laps, whatever. 3 laps is pretty awesome and fun as well. But in this race, I believe catch-up was on, but slipstream was off. And the reason why I leave catch-up on simply because, as you know, because of contacts, and some people will get taken out unfairly. You know, they seem to complain, so only way to satisfy everyone is to leave catch-up on. But I purposely turned off slipstream because that is not really a factor that we sort of need in the game. It's not really necessary, I suppose. But hey, here's the second part, or the sort of the 2nd lap, sorry. But yeah, I suppose you can see a clean view of this track now. So there's a lot of things, a lot of small things involved with the car. How you can minimax with the car itself to go as fast as possible around these corners, and that comes down to how well you can drive. And as I said, minimaxing is important if you want to win races, especially when non-contact comes into play. The rule sets will be changed for proper races out there. I'm sure everybody will turn off catch-up, slipstream, custom vehicles or whatever, just to make everything fair, to see then who can actually keep going. Whoever starts at the front, obviously, if that person doesn't choke, then obviously he's supposed to win the race technically. But if that person doesn't take his corners as quickly as the person behind him, then obviously the person behind him is going to catch up. So you can see here, this is another alternate route you can take if you want to overtake or sort of catch up to your opponent in non-contact situations. Without catch-up, by all means do so. But this track, it's pretty awesome. At this point, it's coming at the end of the race, and there was many moments where I could have overtook, but I wanted to make sure I do it in the very last second. I thought this was the best time. Unfortunately, I did clip him, and I did apologize for that. And I'm coming at the end of the race. I just wanted to quickly finish it before I get there's any sort of collision around that corner. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this track so far from what you've seen from the video. It's one of those tracks I wanted to make short, simple, and there's a lap race because people were saying that the previous tracks I made were pretty long. So let me know. Also, obviously, stay tuned on my Twitch and live streams. Follow me on Twitter if you guys want to get updated on when I live stream, and pretty much get involved in what we do on the live stream as a community making these tracks, and race with me and race on these tracks if you want. So see you guys there. Check out the links in the description below. Thanks for watching. Give me some feedback and leave the like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Check it. So not gonna peace. Yeah. Hey guys, here right here, Gina. So yesterday I posted a video of my track that I made on the PlayStation 3, and today I did a remake of it. I did a live stream earlier on the Xbox 360. I'll put a link down